Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Joseph Crudup Show. Today is Friday, August 28, 2000, August 27, 2021. I'm sorry about it. And today, lesson day, and we're here to talk about what has happened in Afghanistan. We had 13 U.S. soldiers killed yesterday, including 107 Afghanistanians. ISIS has response of this explosive attack here at the airport. It's bad out there of yesterday. And then our thoughts and prayers go out to the U.S. troops in Afghanistan who lost their lives yesterday because of this. And it's been a sad, sad time. A lot of U.S. troops tried to rescue them to get them evacuated as quick as they can so they could get out of there. Although some people went in to join me and things, it just got bad out there. And now we just have to pray about it, what has happened here in Afghanistan here in the Middle East here today. Excuse me, guys. I'll be right back. Oh my. So, let's take a look at what has happened here, folks. And this is, everything has happened. Now, President Biden has just warned them. President Biden has been warned that more attacks coming on our way, more terrorist attacks that come on the way, and we're gonna get sun by in the morning. But here's what went down yesterday. Okay, now it's all over. It's all over the news yesterday. It's all over the news yesterday morning, and it turned out here on yesterday morning. It didn't went bad here yesterday morning, but it went bad down now yesterday evening. So here's what happened. Now it looks like this that came out over and over, and we're held to talk about this is that we don't know what's going on now. Apparently, 12,500 people evacuated by U.S. military and combination flights in 24 hours. Now, as an evacuations from Afghanistan approaches their final days, the White House says its preliminary 12,500 people were evacuated in 24
Wherever
hours.
I play, I go big. In the stadium or Yahoo Fantasy. I'm the next pick.
Now, from 3 a.m. on the morning Thursday to 3 a.m. in the morning on Friday, it's preliminary 8,500 people were evacuated by the U.S. military, and spontaneously 4,000 were evacuated by collaborating flights, for a total of estimated 12,500 people evacuated. That brings the total number of people evacuated by U.S. military and combination flights to 105,000 since August 14 and 110,600 since late July, per the White House. Now, the counter condemning the terrorist attacks in Afghanistan said the situation continues to be a cause of great concern for everybody, and it says we condemn these attacks in the strongest possible tones. Of course, this is very sad news about the large number of casualties. Now, colonels said, we're not going to get out of that. Okay, now, this is what has happened, and this is not good. And it says, this is very sad news about the large number of casualties. Unfortunately, we're going to skip that. Now, It says at this one, it says, we do know that some people may happen and some people do. And it's just, it's just happening here in Afghanistan when things happen like this. And went down south. Joe Biden the Biden administration is doing everything they can to get people out, get the airport safe. And here's what happened for this. It looks like this. It says, America's longest war is ending as it began, with the nation mourning the death of a terrorist attack and the outrageous president vowing to hunt down the capitalists in Afghanistan. The bloody corridor to a total 20 years, the loss of at least 170 people, and attending to 13 U.S. service members in a blast outside Kabul's airport on Thursday, explaining the human tragedy and ultimate futility of the conflict that failed in its core programs Afghanistan saw of terrorism and a core of honor. The latest Americans to die by their terrorists in an attack, converting in the very same land as an Al-Qaeda assault on September 11, 2001. That was 20 years ago. That triggered the way they were trying to leave. The architects believed to have been carried out by the United States affecting known as ISIS-K, walking the final stage of the offensive U.S. aviation as many as 1,000 Americans who may still be in the country, as well as thousands of Afghanistanis who help U.S. forces and officials and field Taliban executives if they are left behind. Estimated 12,500 people were evacuated from Afghanistan in the last 24-hour period, according to the White House. It also shown a hairstyle on President Joe Biden's decision making and the chaotic nature of the U.S. withdrawal that left American troops and civilians so vulnerable. In the confusion, chaotic days after the Taliban seized in Kabul. The most alarming realization in the aftermath of the chaos was that there may be more to come before the deadline for the U.S. to leave for good on Tuesday. It will be the last day on August 31st. Jean Kenneth Frank McKenzie, who heads the U.S. Central Command, warned that new threats from ISIS-K, possibly involving rockets or vehicles, suicide bombs, could be imminent. That means that the next 4 days will be among the most tense and dangerous of the entire war for U.S. troops, and the awful possibility remains that the country's last victim of the first post-9/11 war is left to die. At a time of national tragedy, nations turned to their leaders. Biden, who spent much of the day in the White House Situation Room, emerging in the late afternoon for the television speech, torn between grief and resolve. He vowed vengeance. We will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay. The president told the terrorists in remarks the most seemingly and projecting threat to the Americans at home. We will respond with force and precautionary procedures at our time, at the place we choose, at the moment of our choosing, the president said. Biden's withdrawal marks the centerpiece reverse of the U.S. arrival in Afghanistan launched after 9/11 and the strategy of putting troops on the ground in foreign states to fight terrorism. But ironically, he played a revenge melon won made by ex-president George W. Bush days after the world's worst terrorist attack. This covenant was began on the timing of the others. It would end away and not now at our choosing. Bush said at a prayer service at Washington National Canada, the symbol reflecting the truth that American presidents, for all their nations, power now was somewhat threatened by an exhaustive 2 decades long war, can be sanctifying chains by terrorism and a lasting threat that cannot defeat the U.S. but can win it and threat to dang it into precaution conflict. Now, we ought to know that the U.S. troops will not let Joe Biden down. Now, sometimes it has happened. It's just the whole world knows it. And here we go. 20 years ago, the U.S. had been shocked for the worst terrorist attack history in 9/11 on September 11, 2001, when I was in high school. 20 years later, today, it has been the worst thing that it can ever happen to those U.S. soldiers. But I just don't know. I just don't know for the people. Last time, April, May, the gas are going up. I mean, this year, we had a terror of the Capitol Hill on January the 6th. Then we had the 500,000 people who died of COVID-19. In May, we had the gas are getting high. And then here we are talking about the Afghanistan. And thoughts and prayers go out to the families of the U.S. soldiers and services for those 13 people who lost their lives yesterday. I pray for them, and God be with them. It really hurts for everybody. It really hurts so bad that people had to die like this. I mean, it's just not right that we have seen the whole stuff that goes on around, but what goes around comes around, and our hearts and prayers go out to them. But what this blast knows, it just doesn't make any no kind of sense. That's how things just. I mean, it's just not right. It's just unfair. Hold on just a second. Tell him calling back. Because things are not looking good for everybody, and we just need time to heal. We just need. Hold on just a second. Tell him I'm calling back. Man. So, anyway, it's just, I just don't know. I mean, we just go have to pray for the U.S. troops to keep them safe, and we just have to pray for these people to get evacuated as quick as they can, so they can get out of there and get out of this bad place in Afghanistan that the whole war is that they're always gonna do. So anyway, here's what Barack Obama just wrote. And this is what he wants now. Barack Obama If you could just give me a second. Okay, now look at this, and here's what he reads. Like some may do, Michelle and I were heartbroken to hear about the terrorist attack outside the Kabul airport that killed and wounded so many U.S. servicemen members, as well as African men and women and children. As president, nothing was more painful than giving the loved ones of Americans who gave their lives serving our country. As President Biden said, these service members are heroes who have been engaged in a dangerous, selfless mission to save the lives of others. Our hearts go out to the families who lost a loved one and to anyone continuing the mission in Kabul. We're also thinking of the families of the Afghans who died, many who stood by the Americans and were willing to risk everything for a chance at a better life. May God bless the memory of those we lost and protect those who remain in harm's way. That's what Obama wrote. Now, sometimes things are given, and yesterday it went bad divorce. It went bad divorce because you had just said that saying that this is, and then people gonna keep telling, this is it. This is it. Never enough of what the war can do. But for some reason, I just don't even know, and I just don't know how to put it this way. But let me put it this way: people know that we all love the U.S. troops so much. It became the last time, and the last time it was on the beat. It happened so fast. So hey, it is what it is. Now, Biden, did all know what will happen? Okay. Now, here's what we might say, folks. It says another terror attack in Kabul is likely. National Security Chief warns Biden. Now it says President Joe Biden was warned for today that another terror attack in Kabul is likely. One day after the suicide bomber outside the city's airport killed at least 113 people, including 13 U.S. servicemen members. The stop warning from the president's national security team came as the United States entered the final days of the month-long military withdrawal from Afghanistan on trying to meet Biden's on August 31st deadline for full withdrawal. In the 2 weeks since Kabul fell on August 15th, U.S. and coalition partners have factored the evacuation of more than 100,000 people, including more than 5,000 American citizens. The Pentagon said Friday that more than 5,000 U.S. service members are on the ground in Kabul starting with the evacuation efforts. Now, the next 5 days on this mission will be the most dangerous period to date. They told Biden, according to the White House statement. In response, Biden referenced his approval for all authorities they need to conduct the operation and protect our troops, said the White House. The generals confirmed to the president that they had the resource they believe they need to do so effectively. Now, Marine General Keith McKenzie, commander of the U.S. Central Command, said Thursday that ISIS is likely to try to continue attacks before the investigations conclude. McKenzie, who oversees U.S. military operations in the region, said the threats against Western forces and civilians at the airport ran from gunfire to rockets to suicide bombings. So very, very real threat things. What we will call targeting that reason merely could occur at any moment, he said. Now, military commanders are also updating Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris today on plans to divide targets among ISIS-K, the splinter group of ISIS militaries who claims responsibility for today's attack. Biden endured to these plans in remarks had given on Thursday evening. We will not forgive, we will not forget, we will hunt you down and make you pay. That's what Biden said. And speaking from the White House, we will find ways of choosing without large military options to get them wherever they are. Wherever they are. And that's what he said. We all know that ISIS is not gonna win. No doubt about it. They are not gonna win. Do we think ISIS are gonna win? I doubt it. They're not gonna win because they are going too far. They are doing this for the last 7 years. They were doing this for the last 7 years. And that's what's going to happen, folks. That's what's happening for real. And I think the U.S. are going to defeat ISIS no matter what it takes. So, bless you. So now, what I'm saying is, it has been a bad stuff up there in Afghanistan. Excuse me. Okay, for real, the stuff that's happening every single time. No, Joe Biden is doing his best. That's what it is. So now, what is going on? What's happening here so far? Okay, now look, this has happened this before. Now today, President Joe Biden took his last question during a news conference on the terror attack at Kabul Airport from Fox News reporter Peter Delsey, leaving the president with his head on his hands, frustrated. Take a look.
20. You set a deadline, you pulled troops out, you sent troops back in, and now 12 Marines are dead. You said the buck stops with you. Do you bear any responsibility for the way that things have unfolded in the last 2 weeks?
I bear responsibility for fundamentally all that's happened of late. But here's the deal. You know, I wish you one day say these things. You know as well as I do that the former president made a deal with the Taliban that he would get all American forces out of Afghanistan by May 1. In return, the commitment was made, and that was a year before. In return, he was given a commitment that the Taliban would continue to attack others, but would not attack any American forces. Remember that? I'm being serious. I'm asking you a question. Because before... No, wait a minute. I'm asking you a question. Is that accurate, the best of your knowledge? What?
Do you think that people have an issue with pulling out of Afghanistan or just the way things have happened?
I think they have an issue that people are likely to get hurt, as we've seen, we've gotten killed, and that it is messy. The reason why, whether my friend will acknowledge it or has reported it, the reason why there were no attacks on Americans, as you said, from the date until I came into office, was because the commitment was made by President Trump, I will be out by May 1st. In the meantime, you agree not to attack any Americans. That was the deal. That's why no American was attacked.
So we always know that here we are, and that's what really continued. What frustrated Joe Biden was he had nothing to do with the attacks. Well known that he's trying to do since former President Trump left office. But now, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. So we'll see what happens until August 31st, until now and August 31st. It is just a button. We'll see what happens between now and August 31st on Tuesday. Because this is what's going to happen. We're going to see what happens. And we will see what happens. We just don't know. We'll see what Joe Biden can do. But he's having a hard time right now. Just pray for Joe Biden and his family. Also pray for Kamala Harris. And they can get through this together. Because this is hard stuff right now. Tune in. This is Joseph Crudup. Have a great weekend, everybody. May God bless you and may God protect our troops.